limits on your 401k. And I want to share this with you because A, I believe it's relevant, but B, I want to actually bring up the question, yes, contribution limits did get raised, but is it really a good idea? Like, should you actually be putting more money into your 401k or any money into your 401k for that matter? Okay, so think about it like this. Your 401k is called a defined contribution plan. Before they called it a defined contribution plan, it was just called deferred compensation. Okay, they changed that name because it doesn't sound as attractive. When you say deferred compensation, all you're thinking is, all right, yeah, I'm deferring my compensation, but it doesn't sound like a real benefit. So it's switched over now to defined contribution. Last year, the defined contribution limits for your 401k were $18,500 per year per person, with a catch-up contribution of $6,000 if you're over age 50. This year in 2019, it's been announced that your catch-up contribution will stay at $6,000, but your annual contribution is going to be $19,000. So that means you can put $25K per year into your 401k. That's $2,083 per month that you can put in with tax deferral. You can get an employer match, all this great stuff. But I want to ask you, have you actually done the math on a 401k? Is it a good idea? Mathematically, have you looked at, should I be doing this? Or let me ask you this, are you just listening to what your HR guy said? Or are you just doing what your buddy at the water cooler told you to? Or are you just listening to your Edward Jones advisor that's got a piece of paper on his wall that says he knows about money? What are you actually doing with your money? So here's the thing, guys. With 401ks, I want to break down and make sure you know what I know on them, because I would never put money into a 401k for any reason at all. There's no circumstance where that actually makes sense. So let's handle this real quick. So you talk to me about tax deferral. You're like, yeah, but Jerry, what about saving on taxes? Let me break it down for you like this. Let's say you put $5,000 into your 401k. Pretty average, right? That's a decent, reasonable contribution, is $5,000. You've put that into your 401k. Now, on that $5,000, let's assume that you're making, $60,000 a year. You're probably going to pay about 15% in income tax. That's $750 that you will pay in income tax on that $5,000. You are going to avoid paying $750 by putting it instead into your 401k. Okay, get that? The move is stick the money in your 401k, save $750 on taxes. Great idea, right? But hang on, let's look at a second here. You're going to leave that, let's say you're going to leave that money in your 401k for the next 25 years. Okay, follow my logic here. In 1912, prior to 1913 happening, income tax was 0. The highest bracket you could possibly be in was 0%. Today, the highest bracket you could possibly be in is 3.57 or 40%, which comes out to 3.57% annual increase since 1913. So if we kept it on that trend, that would mean in 25 years, that 15% income tax that you're gonna save and avoid paying today, when you withdraw your $5,000, it's actually gonna be about 36% income tax. Taxes will go up. Over the last 100 years, that's how much they went up. If they stay as low as they had in the last 100 years, you're gonna pay 36% taxes on your money. Now, here's the other thing to consider. Your money did grow, right? So if you assumed an 8% rate of return annually, which is very generous, over 25,000 or 25 years, your $5,000 that you put into it is gonna grow to about 36,000. Awesome, right? But here's the deal. You're gonna pay 36% on that 36,000, which means you're gonna pay about $12,000 in taxes in 25 years. So you put the money in there to save $750 just so that in 25 years, you would actually pay $12,000 in taxes. You could have just paid $750 today. Yeah, but what about tax deferral, Jerry? That's the next question. Here's the issue. Yeah, you deferred your taxes, but if you didn't put the money in the 401k in the first place, you would pay what's called a long-term capital gains rate, okay? The highest possible thing you could pay on a long-term capital gain is 20%. The highest possible thing you could pay on income tax is 40%. So you deferred your taxes to pay more in the end. If you would have left them out, you would have only paid a long-term capital gains tax of probably 15% rather than the 36% you're gonna pay in 25 years. All right, now here's the last part I wanna hit. The only other reason you would do the 401k is because your employer is matching you. It's free money, right? You're getting free money. Why wouldn't you put money in the 401k? It's free. Here's the deal. When employers were surveyed, they said for every dollar they gave you in your 401k match, they took a 99-cent wage decrease from you. They're not giving you free money. They're not paying you, and then they're putting the difference in the 401k plan. Why? They don't have to pay you payroll tax. Why wouldn't they do that? They're going to avoid paying payroll tax on the money they put in the 401k versus if they would have just paid you as income, they pay more in taxes. But you're not getting free money. They're taking your money away from you and putting it into the 401k instead. And in the 401k, you're going to pay 1 to 2% annual fees. Over the life of the account, that will still happen even once they've stopped matching. And the amount you pay in fees will by far surpass the amount you got in free money matched by your employer. It's going to be a wash. If it even is a wash, it might even be negative. Okay? Here's the deal on the 401k, guys. It was started in the 1980s by Ted Benna, who now says he created a monster. He created it for his company, not for everybody. And by the time he got it approved by the IRS as an internal revenue code, everybody wanted it. The IRS wanted it. Why? Because it increases their tax revenue. Think about it. You're basically getting a loan on your taxes. They're saying, hey, don't pay us taxes today, but you will pay us taxes when you withdraw it, and you're going to pay us those taxes in interest because we're going to tax a larger amount of money at a higher rate. Okay? Now, the other people that set this up and benefit from it are Wall Street. There's absolutely no guarantee of performance. The only guarantee in the account is the fees you'll pay. So guys, let me break it down for you like this. If you want to keep your money under your control, if you want to avoid fees, if you want to pay it less in taxes, do not use the 401k. The 401k was never designed for that. What I use personally is I use wealth creation banking. It's high dividend paying, high early cash value, dividend paying whole life insurance. It's going to give you the same benefits you're trying to get in the 401k without the tax risk, without the fees coming out of it, and actually give you control of your money. So what I want to do is drop an article in the comments right now. So we're going to copy and paste that in the comments as we're going through this video. If you're interested, I want you to read that article. Reach out to me. I've got plenty of resources on the 401k and on alternative options instead. So check out the article. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you next time.